Next big one. Let's go.
Okay, so we're on our way to work quickly and just going to sort out a few things there. Got a few clients to talk to and jobs to finish off, and then I want to just get out quickly, go home, fetch some golf clubs because I haven't been to the driving range in forever and it's quite a nice hot day, so maybe we can go hit a few balls, relax a little bit, and then maybe later on we can go boxing, hit the new wrecking ball bag, and yeah, we'll just see how the rest of the day goes. Okay, so a lot of us when we drive, we lean on the center console here and we're driving and leaning like this, and what this does is it shortens all the muscles on your side here. So one of the deep muscles is the quadratus lumborum, and that muscle is attached to your hip and your rib cage. So when you're sitting like this the whole time, your body's going to compensate and that muscle's going to get shorter and shorter, and eventually you're going to be walking a little bit lopsided because this muscle's a bit shorter. So what you want to do is you want to always remember to focus on your posture, sit back in your chair, suck in your abs, do vacuums while you're driving, and just maintain that neutral spine at all times. Because sitting like this, you're going to be lopsided, your head is pulling to one side, so your neck muscles, your scalene and your sternocleidomastoid is going to take a lot of strain, and you're going to get a lot of flare-ups if you're suffering with TOS. So you just want to maintain this neutral posture the whole time when you're driving and when you're sitting at a desk, and it's just going to help you maintain that good posture and feel better. Okay, whenever doing any exercise or stretches, always just remember to warm up. Just warm up all the muscles you're going to use. Do some side twists, warm up your hamstrings. Just get nice and loose, otherwise you're going to swing or do whatever you're going to do and you're going to pull the muscle, or you're going to strain it, giving that fast twitch, and then it's sprained or a little bit of a strain, and then you're out for a while. Okay.
Next great golfer. Let's go, let's go. What I tell ya?
Okay, I want to show you guys how tight hamstrings can affect your TOS. Doesn't sound possible, but because your body's on a kinetic chain, if your hamstrings are tight, your pelvis doesn't tilt properly when you're sitting. So your back will round and your pelvis doesn't tilt properly, so you're sitting at an angle and you've got all this pressure on your neck and your back. So you want to stretch your hamstrings, because the looser your hamstrings are, it gives your pelvis that tilt just to take that pressure off your upper back and off your spine. So when you're sitting in a neutral position with your head back, everything is lined up and you've got no pressure. If your hamstrings are tight, you might struggle with the lower back that spasms out easily, or you feel like your lower back clicks out quite easily. And you'll also find that when you're sitting for periods of time, your TOS feels like it's flaring up and you feel like your head weighs a ton. That's because every inch you go forward with your head, it adds about 5 kilos of weight onto your neck. So if you're leaning forward like this, the back of your neck is taking so much pressure and you're not sitting properly because of your tight hamstrings. It's just a big kinetic effect that affects the chain. So if one section is not working, the rest of your body is not going to work. So loosen your hamstrings and it will help your lower back and it will help your TOS flare-ups. want to show you some tips and tricks that you can do if you struggle with a stiff neck, if you have cervical spine issues, you don't have proper range of motion, if you can't turn left or right or up or down. I want to show you what you can do to improve that, and I'm going to show you the root cause of neck pain, because sometimes you have cervical issues which leads to TOS, or you have TOS which could lead to more cervical issues, and I'm going to show you what you can do to help both of those situations. Cervical issues, you may find that you have dizziness or fatigue, you might suffer with TMJ, you might have radiating pain down your arm. All these issues are related to the neck, the cervical spine, and more importantly and specifically the two first vertebrae in your neck, which is the atlas and the axis. Now, these two bones of the vertebra are the most important, as the base of the spine and the brain stem comes down to these levels of the spine. So if you've got a disc that's stuck in place or a little bit misaligned, you're going to get all these affected things as it's pressing on the base of your brain stem. So the importance of having these two vertebrae mobile is of huge significance, because you're going to get all these symptoms if you have a problem in this region. So because this is such a sensitive area, any misalignment in this area can cause all these symptoms, and you have a lot of nerves and the nerve roots that come out of this region of the spine. So if you're getting a pinching of a nerve which is being affected there, you may get that radiating down into your arm, you may get that radiating down all the way down your spine and affecting your lower back, or you might have sciatica because it's affecting all the way down into the next nerve. So all these problems can stem from this one region. So you may have a problem or a pinched nerve due to lifestyle. You may be sitting forward at a desk, having that forward head, rounded shoulders. Maybe you train hard and you overtrain chest, and that's just pulling in, which rounds your shoulders even more. And your back, your rhomboids and everything rounds forward, and you can get wing scapulars. So there's a lot of different things, and it's a very complex thing to discuss, TOS and all these other issues with the cervical spine. So what you want to do is you want to work on your posture and your core, and I want to show you two moves now that you're going to help just to make this a little bit loose, get better range of motion in your neck, and that should free up the nerves and get you moving enough to a point where you can do extra stretches and focus on other stretches to help with TOS or back pain or neck pain. And this is going to just alleviate that pain in your neck. You're going to get better range of motion. You're just going to feel better. So let me show you what you can do. Okay, so the first thing you want to do is you take your hand, the palm of your hand, and you place it on the back of your skull where you find that ridge, that little hollow point just under the base of your skull. You want to feel, and you'll feel that first vertebra, which is the atlas. You want to place your pinky on it and hold it, and put the rest of your palm at the back of your head, supporting it. While that's in place, stand or sit upright. I prefer sitting, so it takes that pressure off. And from here, you want to hold that in place and pull your head forward with the other arm. Just very lightly and gently. Now that just sends pulses down, lets that nerve get a bit free and sends pulses down into the rest of your arms and nerves. Because if you think about it, your brain stem has all the energy from your brain, and if that's compromised, you're going to lack in the rest of your body. You're going to have impaired blood flow and feeling in the rest of your limbs. So holding it there, you just want to gently pull forward. You want to hold that atlas in place, pull your neck a little bit forward very gently, a few seconds at a time, let go, stretch up, just relax it, stretch up. Do it once more. Just pulling very gently. You don't want to put excessive pressure on your neck. And then just stretch it out again. and then just relax, and you'll feel that your neck already feels much looser and not as tight. Okay, the second thing you want to do, same principle as the first, but this time you're going to hold the axis in place. So you're going to go to the back of your skull, and you're going to find that just under the base, the hollow part of your skull, and the first vertebra you're going to feel is the atlas, and then the second one is the axis. So hold it with your pinky, and then hold the rest of your neck in place with your palm of your hand, just to keep everything stable. Now this time, you want to pull diagonally, so forward a little bit and to the side a little bit. Very gently, not too much pressure. So holding the axis in place, pull your neck forward, and you'll actually feel a little bit of stretch along the sternocleidomastoid and the temporal bone where the sternocleidomastoid attaches to the base of your skull. Now getting that a little bit looser and stretched is going to help with the side-to-side rotation of your skull and your neck, and it's going to give you better range of motion. So let's find that joint again, holding the axis in place, stabilizing with the palm, pull forward and to the side. Very gently, just a few seconds. Let go, look up, stretch your neck back, let it relax, then pull it forward again, very gently, just for a few seconds at a time. Let go, stretch, look up, and then you can do the same for the other side, just to get evenness when you're stretching. And doing this is really going to help with your overall neck health, and it's going to help get that mobility and that range of motion, which really helps with the kinetic chain all the way down. Those nerves are going to function properly, your limbs are going to get the proper feedback that they need, and you're just going to feel an overall better feeling in your neck. Now if you combine this with the stretching of the hamstrings to get that proper tilt in your pelvis, which takes the pressure off your spine when you're sitting and not leaning in your car, sitting straight, you're going to find that your posture is going to get better over time. You're going to feel a lot better, and without even realizing it, your symptoms are going to get less and less over time because your posture is right. You're going to have so much range of motion that you're not stuck and stiff and feeling sore every day. So do this on a regular basis, start very slowly. So if you guys can smash that subscribe button, like the video, turn on the bell so you can get the notifications. We're almost on 200 subscribers, which means that we're helping 200 people and seeing all the updates and stuff. So hopefully we can help a lot more people in the future.